From the Sleepy Time studios across the World Wide Web, it's time to place your bets as we play Dealer's Choice. And now, please welcome our dealer, your host, Jose Considines.
Yay!
Thank you all very much, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Dealer's Choice here on Sleepy Time Studios. Last time, we crowned a brand new champion and managed to take us for our bonus dice jackpot just 3 episodes in. So, let's go ahead and welcome back our returning champion who looks to go for his second straight win tonight. He picked up $35,000 from the bonus dice jackpot, combined with everything he's won previously, already in one game alone. If my damn notes app wants to load up, because it's being a son of a bitch and wants to be so fucking slow, it's not even funny. So far, he's accumulated in just one game alone $39,530 all in cash. Let's welcome back our returning champion, Josh Rutten.
Hey! Thank you for having me back once again.
Well, Josh, first and foremost, 3 episodes into the series, you won our bonus dice jackpot of $35,000. It does reset back to $25,000, but already in one game alone, you've accumulated nearly $40,000. What are your thoughts going into tonight?
I want to clean house again.
Well, you're going to have to hope that the games tonight work out in your favor like they did last week. But are you ready to meet your competition as you go for your second win?
Oh, let's bring them on. I've been waiting to play against these wonderful, wonderful players.
All right, well, let's go ahead and introduce them. First off, we have a fish head in our middle podium. If you know, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Johnny Pizzi. Johnny, glad to have you here with us. What should the audience know about you?
Well, I'm a recent college graduate from Western New Jersey. I degree in music and studies. Of course, we all know, as you mentioned, I'm a big Fish head, and of course, big concert goer of other bands too, not just Fish. But been about 20 Fish shows so far.
Don't you ever get tired of attending so many of those? Like, with attending 20 so far, like, don't you think you would get exhausted from all that, or are they just spread out within time periods?
They are. So a lot of them are kind of like multiple night runs, but like it's a different show every night, so you don't know what they're gonna do. So.
Ah, well, it does help that they mix it up every time. Well, in any case, Yanni, we hope if you win any money tonight that you'll be able to keep that tradition of yours going.
Well, you know it's going to.
But in any case, good luck to you, sir. And let's go ahead and move on to our third player. I'm going to enjoy having this man with us. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Travis Coulter.
So if I had, then I could just leave, you know.
One of the many hecklers of mine on Sleepy Time Studios. Well, Travis, glad to have you here with us. What should the audience know about you?
Well, if we didn't have hecklers, you probably wouldn't have people watching.
Oh, this is true.
What they should know is that right now I'm currently on the toilet digesting a meal, and it's I'm making soup.
The fuck?
Okay. No comment about that.
You're welcome.
I've got so many questions.
You're not the only one.
Nobody got time for that.
Yeah, nobody does. All right, well, Travis, good luck to you as well. Let's go ahead and get right to our game here.
Yay.
All right, so players, here's how we play Dealer's Choice. The 3 of you are going to participate in 4 different casino-style mini-games. You each have 100 chips to start, and you'll use those chips to bet in each of those mini-games. At the end of the fourth and final minigame, whoever has the most chips in their possession wins the match, becomes our champion, and goes on to face our bonus dice for a chance to win our bonus dice jackpot, which is reset back to our base value of $25,000. But it's still a lot of money, and it can be won. With that being said, the order of the minigames were randomized before the show began, and our rotation has reset, so it was shuffled among all 12. With that being said, first up on the docket, we're going to start things off with a little round of Total Up. So, this is a card game, so this is going to involve us bringing out our card table. Alright, players, so we brought our dice, or not our dice, our card table, excuse me, because this is a card game. So our deck here has been shuffling before we began the show, so here's how it's going to work. First and foremost, you're going to tell me how many chips you want to bet. Now, in this first game, the max bet is 10 chips. So Josh, since you're the champion, we're going to start with you. Of your 100 up to 10, how many chips would you like to bet?
9 chips on blue, 5-1.
Damn, doesn't even let me explain the rules.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Don't get ahead of me, man. Gianni, what about you?
10 chips.
Max bet there. And Travis, what about you?
10.
Max bet as well. Alright, so now here's how we play the game. One card at a time, I'm going to draw from this deck. A maximum of 5. Once we draw all 5 of the cards, we're going to total up their value. Depending on the total, you'll be paid out as respected. Now, as you'll see on the right side of the table, if the cards total anywhere from 6 to 20, it's a big 20-1 payout. If the cards total 21 to 30, it's a 5-1 payout. If the cards total anywhere from 31 to 40, it is an even payout, 1-1. And if the cards total 41 to 50, that is a 3-1 payout. So with that said, Josh, of those 4 ranges, which one would you like to bet on?
I wonder.
I wonder which one.
Red, 6 to 20, 20-1.
Oh. He's going risky there with the 6 to 20 payout, all right? Gianni, what about you?
I'll go with the blue, 21 to 30.
All right, 21 to 30 there. Going for the 5-1 payout. And Travis?
I got a question.
Yes?
What are aces, you genius?
Oh, yeah, aces are 1, faces are 10.
Thank you.
Would help if I pointed that detail out.
Good job, host.
The series is just getting started. I'm still learning. You give me some slack. Anyways.
If I cut you slack, you'll fall too far out.
Well, this is true.
I'm going to go 41 to 50.
Okay, nobody going for the even payout. This ought to be interesting.
Because people want to make big money.
Yeah, I can imagine. All right, so let's get started. So, our first card up is a king. So that's 10 right there.
Woo!
Come on, low cards, low cards.
Another king.
Second card up, we have a 4. We're up to 14.
Low cards, aces all the way.
Our third card up, an 8.
And there you go.
Puts it up to 22. Our fourth card, a 5, is a 3. So, 14, 22, 25.
Oops.
Come on, let's see
And
a
our
6
final
or a
card
face.
is a 2.
Oh.
So, the grand total, 14, 22, 25, 27. All right, so Josh unfortunately loses his bet because he went risky. Travis loses his bet because he went for the 3-1 payout. However, for Gianni, he gets the 5-1 payout because it was 27 within the 21 to 30 range, he gets a big 60 chips. And that brings us to the end of Total Up. All right, so at the end of our first minigame, we got a very close game here, but someone's got to run away for the early lead. We have Gianni in the lead at 150, Josh in second at 91, Travis close behind at 90, but this episode's just getting started. When we come back from this commercial break, we will have our second minigame of 4. So don't go away, folks. We'll be right back after this here on Dealer's Choice. Welcome back to Dealer's Choice. Let's take a quick look at our scores here before we get into our second minigame. We have Gianni out in the early lead at 150 chips after a very good decision on Total Up. Josh currently sits in second with 91 and Travis close behind at 90. It is still anybody's game as we now move on to our second minigame of our rotation. And for this one, we're going to be playing another card game called Any Pair Loses. All right, so let's go ahead and bring out our card table once again. Perfect placement there. All right, card deck has been reshuffled as well. All right, players, so here's how this one works. First and foremost, you're gonna start by giving me your bets. Now, in this round, the max bet is 25 chips. Keep that in mind. So, Josh, of your 91 chips up to 25, how many would you like to bet for this game?
Full 25.
Going max bet this time around, all right? Gianni, what about you? Of your 150 up to 25?
15.
Gonna play a little safer here with only 15 chips, all right? And Travis, what about you?
90.
No, up to 25.
Do 25.
25 it is, all right.
No, 225.
Shut up. All right, so here's how Any Pair Loses works, players. So, I will deal 2 cards to start. If they don't match, you win, and we will double the bet. And then you will have the option to either stop and deposit your winnings and cash out, or you can let it ride for the next card. I will then draw up to 3 more cards one at a time. As long as none of the cards match each other, we will continue to double your bet. However, if at any point 2 cards match to form a pair, any players who had chips left and let it ride will lose them. Because remember, any pair loses. With this in mind,
Okay.
good luck to the 3 of you. Here comes our first 2 cards. We start things off with a 7. And our second card up is a queen. All right, so everybody has double their bets right now. So Josh, we're going to come to you first. You have 50 chips right now. Do you want to cash out those 50 or let it ride for the next card?
Let it ride.
Letting it ride. Gianni, you have 30. Cash out or let it ride?
Let it ride.
Letting it ride. Travis, you have 50 as well. Cash out or let it ride?
Pimp my ride.
Letting it ride. All right, everybody continuing on. Our next card up is an ace. All right, we're doubling the bets once again. All right, Josh, you have a big 100 chips. Cash out or let it ride for the next one?
Let it ride.
He's risking it. All right, Gianni, you have 60. Cash out or let it ride?
Let it ride.
Continuing on. Travis, 100 for you as well. Cash out or let it ride once again?
I'll let it ride.
Everybody letting it ride. All right.
Come on.
Only
different
two
card.
more. Only 2 more cards left. Here's the next one. We have an 8. Okay, everybody in the 3 figures. Josh, big decision to make. There's only 1 more card left that we're going to be able to draw here in this game. You have 200 chips. Cash out or let it ride for the last card.
Let it ride.
He's going all the way. Gianni, you have 120. Cash out or let it ride for the final one.
I'm gonna let it ride.
Going for it. All right, Travis, you have 200 as well. Cash out or let it ride for the final one.
Bank!
You're going to cash out?
Bank!
He's
I'm
going
gonna
to cash out. All right, so he's taking his 200 chips, so he is at 265 chips and playing it safe. So Josh and Gianni are going to go for this final card. Let's find out who made the right decision. Our final card up is a 10. Josh and Gianni get the max payout. So with that, Josh, you are going to win 400 more chips, putting you at 466. And Gianni, you get 240, putting you at 375. And with that, that brings us to the end of a very successful run of Any Pair Loses. All right, so our scoreboard our leaderboard has changed dramatically here after the second game. All of a sudden now our champion finds himself in the lead at 466. Gianni is now in second place at 375, and Travis is still in third with 265. However, with 2 games to go and bigger stakes on the line, anything and everything can still happen. We're going to take another quick commercial break, but when we come back after this, we'll have our third minigame of 4 here on Dealer's Choice. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Dealer's Choice. Let's take a quick look at our scores here before moving on to our next minigame. And the positions have changed score-wise. We now have our champion Josh out front with 466. Gianni has moved down to second place at 375, and Travis has remained in third with 265. However, with our third minigame coming up, there's bigger stakes on the line. With that being said, our third minigame that was selected via the randomizer and in the rotation is Craps. Alright, so this is a wheel spinning game, so no need to bring out any specific prop tables of any kind. With that being said, first and foremost, I will need your bet sizes. Now for this one, the max bet is 50 chips. The big 5-0. So Josh, you have 466 chips. Of those 466, up to 50. How many would you like to bet for this one?
I would like to go full max 50 again.
Max bet again at 50. All right. Gianni, you have 375. Of those 375, up to 50, how many would you like to bet?
I'll go max bet 50.
Max bet as well. Travis, you have 265. Would you also like to join the max bet train?
It would make sense, wouldn't it?
You don't have to, though.
Can't catch up with, well, maybe, yeah, let's do 50.
Everybody going max bet for this game. All right. Now, here's how Craps works. As you can see, there's 3 different possible spaces that the wheel can land on. There's the field, 7-Eleven, and Craps. We will spin this wheel 1 time. Whichever space it lands on, that'll determine who gets paid out and who loses their bet. Now, if the wheel lands on the field and you choose that space, you will get an even payout of 1-1. If you choose the 7-Eleven and the wheel lands on that, you will get a 3-1 payout. However, if you decide to be risky and choose craps and the wheel lands on that space, you will get a 5-1 payout. With that said, Josh, between field, 7-Eleven, or craps, which of those three would you like to choose?
Oh gosh. You know what? I'm feeling risky. We're going for the 2, 3, 12. It's time for some craps.
He's being risky with craps. All right. Going for a 5-1 payout. Gianni, all three options are open for you as well. Which one would you like?
I'm gonna go the 1-1.
Gonna play it safe with the field. Going for the even payout. All right, and Travis, what about you?
Well, somebody's getting paid, I guess, because I'm going to go for all 7 subjects for 30 seconds. I want to get $1,100.
All right, he's going for the 7-Eleven. All right, so somebody is going to get paid here. The question
What's
is...
category description?
We're not going there.
These are things that make you go, ugh.
All right, well...
Please sing the song.
Don't tempt James to play it here. Anyways. All right, wish the three of you the best of luck. Let's spin the craps wheel.
Come on, craps.
Come on,
Come up for me.
Wheel is
Come
coming
on,
around.
Come on, craps. I
Starting
need you
to
to
slow
land
down.
there. Come on, 2, 3, 12.
It's gonna be...
Come on, Wayne.
That is... Oh, that's gonna be 7-Eleven, I believe. Yeah, it's majority. Majority is on the 7-Eleven, so Travis is gonna get the payout.
Whoa.
So unfortunately, Josh and Gianni lose their bets, but Travis will get a 3-1 payout, putting him at 415 and 1 chip behind the lead. But he does put himself up into a very close 2nd place. And that brings us to the end of craps.
I need some toilet paper.
All right, so after our 3rd game, we have Josh at 416 still with the lead. However, Travis has now gone up to 2nd place at 415, only behind by a single chip. As for Gianni, he is in 3rd with 325 chips, but with our final game coming up, the stakes are at their biggest. When we come back from this commercial break, our players will participate in our 4th and final minigame, and we will determine who will become our champion here on Dealer's Choice. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back for the exciting conclusion of this episode here on Dealer's Choice. We'll be right back. Welcome back to this exciting episode here on Dealer's Choice. We've got a very good battle on our hands here after our 3rd minigame. With 1 more to go, the stakes are huge. Let's take a quick look at our scores. We have Josh, our champion, still in the lead at 416. However, Travis has now crept up to 2nd place at 415, only behind him by 1 lone chip. As for Gianni, he is sitting in 3rd with 325 chips, but with how close the scores are, just under 90 chips separating our 3 players. It is now time for our 4th and final game. Gentlemen, around 90 chips.
Uh-huh.
I may have said under, but I didn't mean it. Anyways, our 4th and final game, gentlemen. It's time for the Wheel of Chance. All right,
Here we go
so
again.
Players,
Mercy.
here's how the fourth and final game is going to work. It's going to be a little different here than the other three we've played. First and foremost, there is no bet limit for this fourth and final game. You can bet any or all of your chip amount.
1,000.
But you will not. Travis, I heard that. You will not reveal out loud your bet size. You will PM it to me via Discord. So, think about your bet sizes and DM them to me. Once I have all three in, we'll go to the next step of the Wheel of Chance. And while they're doing that, I will go ahead and say, well, while the bet sizes are coming in, I'm going to explain how this game works. So similar to craps, there's some potential spaces that this wheel can land on. However, there's 4 possibilities. There's spades, hearts, clubs, and diamonds. Just like with craps, I'm going to give the wheel 1 spin, and whichever suit the wheel will land on will pay off respectively. Now, the 3 players will each pick a suit of their choice. If they choose spades and the wheel lands on that, they will get an even payout. If it lands on hearts and our players choose that one, they will get a 3-to-1 payout. If they choose clubs and the wheel lands on that, they will get a 5-to-1 payout. But should someone choose diamonds and should the wheel land on that particular suit, it'll be an 11-to-1 payout. And again, whoever finishes this minigame on top in chip totals wins our game and will become our champion and have the privilege of going on to the bonus dice to play for our bonus dice jackpot. We've got 2 bets in so far. We are waiting on 1 more. So far, Josh and Gianni are in.
Well, then, since that's the case, just a quick question. You said just the bet and not the space, right?
Yeah, you will announce your spaces out loud. Only your bet size you will DM.
I know, and I'm just thinking about it because...
It's all right.
Golly.
All right, the bets are in. All right, so, Josh, we're going to come to you. Of those 4 suits, which would you like to choose?
Clubs for 5-to-1.
He's playing for the 5-to-1 payout. All right. Gianni.
I'm going to go with clubs as well.
Gianni also going for the 5-to-1 payout. Travis.
Hearts, please.
Going for hearts, the 3-to-1 payout. All right. Wish the 3 of you the best of luck. Let's spin the Wheel of Chance. Just spin it around.
Come on, Whammy.
Come on, Whammy.
It is slowing down. It's going to land on the hearts. Okay. With that being said, we're going to go from 3rd to 1st to determine our winner. Gianni, we're going to start with you. You chose to bet 225 chips, and unfortunately, you will lose those 225, leaving you with 100. Travis, we come to you next. You chose to bet 200 chips. And you will get the 3-to-1 payout, putting you at 1,015 chips. And Josh, as for you, it won't even matter how much you bet, but you chose to bet 300 chips. And unfortunately, you do lose your bet. So that means that with 1,015 chips, Travis, you have become the new champion on Dealer's Choice.
Well done, Travis.
Good game.
All right, Travis, congratulations. We're going to talk things with you here in just a moment. Josh, we're going to start with you. Unfortunately, I think pretty much the last two minigames was what ended up costing you in the long run. Took some big chances that just did not pay off, unfortunately.
It's okay. I had a good time.
Well, hey, you're not leaving out if you're empty-handed. We are going to let you have we're going to convert your 116 chips into dollars, so you did win another 116 bucks. And when we add that to your previous winnings, you leave us for now as our proverbial number one spot here on Dealer's Choice with a total so far of $39,646, all in cash. And hey, you'll forever be cemented as the first contestant who won our bonus dice jackpot. So you enjoy that money and spend it wisely.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Josh Rutten, everyone. And Gianni had the lead at one point, but same thing pretty much for Josh that pretty much happened to you. Took some big bets there, but things just didn't slide in your favor either. But you're not leaving out of here at the end of it either. We are going to turn your 100 chips into dollars as well, so you walk away with $100. So we thank you for trying here on Dealer's Choice. All right, so that is Gianni Pizzi, everyone, and Travis Coulter, our new champion with 1,015 chips. We're going to go ahead and turn those 1,015 chips into dollars. However, we're also going to multiply that by 10. So already, Travis, before the bonus dice, you already have a total so far of $10,150, all in cash so far.
A new car!
But Travis, we're going to give you a few moments to prepare yourself. When we come back from this commercial break, our new champion, Travis Coulter, is going to face the bonus dice to see if he can add another $25,000 to his total. We'll be right back after this, here on Dealer's Choice. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Dealer's Choice. We are with our brand new champion, Travis Coulter, who managed to make this game a runaway at the very end with the Wheel of Chance going in his favor with $10,150 so far for his one-game total. But Travis, are you ready to see if you can add another $25,000 to that total?
Come on, whammy.
That means he's ready. Let's play the bonus dice. Alright, Travis, so our dice table is out and it is ready to go. So, here's how the bonus dice works. The object of the game is to keep on rolling these bonus dice until you accumulate a money total of $1,000 or more. If you can successfully pull that off without rolling that dreaded spade that will end your game, you are going to win our bonus dice jackpot, which sits at our base value of $25,000. Now, of course, with each roll that you survive, you do have the option to stop and walk away with your money at any time. Because if you should manage to roll the spade, which in this case is the 6 on the blue die, if you roll that at any point and you choose to go for it, you will lose anything that you've accumulated and you will only be walking out of here with the $10,150 you won in the main game. Of course, the jackpot will increase by $5,000 for each episode. It's not one. But Travis, with that said, I wish you nothing but the best of luck. The dice are in my hand. They're shaking around in here. You just tell me when to drop them, and we'll get started.
Stop that rock and roller.
And wow, both of them missed. We're off to a fabulous start. All right,
Good job.
All right, let's try that again.
Aim for the dice table this time. Stop the rock and roller.
All right, we start things off with a 3 on the blue die and a 4 on the white die. That's $200 to start things off.
One more of those.
All right, Travis, do you want to stop with your $200 or do you want to go for another roll?
Pennies compared to what I could win. Let's keep going.
All right, you just tell me when. They're moving around.
Stop the rock and roller.
For second roll, same as the first. Except this time we have a 3 on the white and a 4 on the blue. But it still gets you another $200. Up to 400 now. Stop with the 400 or go for another roll.
I'd like to keep going, please.
All right. I turn my hand whenever you're ready.
He's fired up that rock and roller and he's gonna spin it.
Oh, okay. We've got a 5 on the white and a 2 on the blue. That's another 200 again. That puts you now up to $600. You're $400 away. It's up to you. Stop or roll.
Well, we can keep getting 7 combinations as long as the highest that the white die will get is 6. So, yes, let's keep going.
All right. And my hand shaking once again whenever you're ready.
And stop, please.
Okay. Got a little bit of a bigger payout here. We have a 5 on the blue for 150 and a 3 on the white for another 100. $250 on this roll. So now, Travis, a big decision to make. You have $850. You're 150 away from that jackpot. You could very well get it within this next roll. Are you willing to go for it, or do you want to stop?
I'm going to keep going.
Going for it, all right. Needs 150 or more to win this jackpot. Good luck.
Will you fire out that rock and roller? He shakes, he shoots, and go.
A 4 and a 5. That is another $250, and Travis, you have done it!
Hey, look. Did I get the 7-Eleven from earlier?
Yes, you did! How about that? Congratulations, Travis. You just won yourself $25,000 in cash.
Bank!
All right. Let's go ahead and do some addition here. All right. So, we take that $25,000 that you picked up in this bonus dice round, and we add that to the $10,150 you won in the main game. And Travis, already in one game alone, you have now accumulated $35,150 in cash.
Number 2.
Yep, you are at number 2 on the leaderboard, but should you get a win on the next episode, you'll become the number 1 contestant on the leaderboard.
Likely not guaranteed, but we'll see.
But we'll hopefully see you then.
No, I'd like to wait a week.
Alright, but we'll see you next time. And folks, we hope to see you here next time, because that's all the time we've got for tonight's edition of Dealer's Choice. And who would have thought? Back-to-back bonus dice wins. Hopefully we can keep this winning streak going on the bonus dice. Maybe go for 3 in a row, but we'll have to see. But once again, the bonus dice will remain at the jackpot will remain at its base value of $25,000 for next time. But If you guys want to be one of the first to catch when the next episode of this series drops on the channel, make sure you subscribe and have that bell run so you don't miss out on when it drops. If you missed any of the 3 previous episodes of this series, feel free to check out the playlist that's also available on this channel. But until next time when we see Travis back here, as he goes for a second win, and it'll be time to place star bets once again, I'm your host, Jose Cázares. For all of us here at Sleepy Time Studios, this has been Dealer's Choice. We'll see you next time for another episode. Good night, everybody.